Okay, hello and welcome to Skate of the Anzac. My name's Val Hanna. I'm a former Black and Blue Bells skater and VCR skater. So I do have to apologize. I have been out the game for a little while. I'm going to do my best to commentate today, but I'm actually not up on the new rule set, so we'll see how that goes. So I'd just like to welcome you all to Skate of the Anzac today. Thank you everybody for coming along. And I'll just give you some of the details about our sponsors and things as we go through, and do my best to commentate the game today for you. Hello, Louis. So if you didn't know already, Shave for a Cure is taking place tomorrow, so that's Saturday between the Super and Sanction finals. We have two skaters as far as I know, Chasua Rat and Freudian Slit are having their head shaved for the event. I'm sure there'll be a bucket going around or something just before that, so you can donate some money to that excellent cause. So today at the tournament we've got Sydney Roller Derby League, Sun State Roller Girls, Sydney City Smash and Ballarat Roller Derby, Varsity Roller Derby League, Victoria Roller Derby League and Newcastle. So we're pretty well represented today, so welcome to all those interstate leagues. Also, CRDL would like to say a special thank you to our event sponsor, Scope Mount Stromlo. Thank you to Colonel Panic for all his amazing organisation for this. Number Cruncher and Click Click Boom and Cherry Axewing, who didn't put herself on the list. So I just want to say thank you to Cherry for all her amazing hard work. Thank you also to all our officials, Alana at Atlas Physiotherapy, St John's, Sports Medicine Australia, SPG Security, Hellenic Club in the City, Mungo, Zero Holtz, Adrenaline and 8-Track, and Sweet to the Bone and Canberra Southern Cross Club, which you can also nip into if you need some lunch or dinner later on. Please go across to the Southern Cross Club. All right, and we are up. So today we have the CapitalBrawlers versus the Sydney Snipers. Looks like we've got Basher, the Bible Basher, and Far Lap up as jammers.
Fast Lap.
Oh, Fast Lap. And we're off. So each jammer is pushing hard to get through. Awesome rules here. And Fast Lap is through. She gets lead jammer. Basher's still trying to get her way through the pack there, and she's made it through. Good effort there by the ball. great jam. Okay, we've got Dread Herring up for the CapitalBrawlers. And a nice little hit there by Dread, bit of jammer on jammer action on the line there. And that sees Whipple to the bin with the forearms block just at the front of the pack. Skanky Pants working hard there to try and hold the Sydney jammer. And Dread still pushing herself through that pack. Both packs now working hard to try and keep their opposing jammers back. Okay, so we've got Lady Collider for the Brawlers, dashing through the pack there, and she's away, lead jammer. Brawlers still working to try and keep the Sydney jammer back. That was a great hit by Komodo, she just couldn't quite keep her. And that's Collider through again. And Lady Collider calls it. So that gave the CapitalBrawlers a few points on the scoreboard there. So we got the Brawlers at 4 and Sydney at 9. So up now we've got Fast Lap and we have Make You Squeal. Excellent there, Fast Lap getting through the pack. Lead jammer status. And Make You Squeal getting through the pack there, and it's called by Fast Lap. Great strategic jam. here, so we've got Komodo Dragon up to jam for the Brawlers. Both jammers working through. Sydney with a slight disadvantage. They've only got the 2 blockers, but the jammer's doing really well to get through, and she's got lead jammer. Komodo just still trying to get through there. So Roundhouse Ruby just at the front there trying to push through those last 2 Brawler blocklers. Skanky Pants there with a great hit. And that's the end of that one. So we've got Chew Hacker for the Sydney Snipers up against, looks like, Basher. So the Brawlers now a switch from the last jam, slight disadvantage with just the 2 blockers on the track there. So Roxy and Big D working hard to hold the Sydney jammer. She just squeezes through. Sydney able to draw Basher back. Oh yeah, geez. Yeah, thank you. And Chew Hacker cruising through the pack there for a power jam. So I think Basher got a cut trap then, which sadly saw her go to the bin. But the Brawlers are working hard to keep Chew Hacker back. Nice hit there from Roxy Diehard, drawing the jammer back. And Basher's back on the track, pushing herself through that Sydney wall and breaks through. Brawler's doing an excellent job of keeping Chew Hacker back. Jam is called. So Dread managed to get the Brawlers a few more points on the scoreboard there, so that was excellent jamming. There going to the line. We've got Moody Bitch and Skanky Pants up as jammers. Skanky bashing hard to get through, gets herself a lead. And the Sydney jammers right on her tail. And Skanky calls it. So no points on the board there for either team. So we've got Chuhaka again up for Sydney, and Lady Whackham one smack. And Lady gets lead jam. So the Brawlers doing an excellent job of holding Chuhaka in the pack there. And she's through. Lady still working hard to get through the Sydney wall. Great honor hit there from Lady Collider. And Lady calls it. So you have Penelope Pissoff and the Bible Basher back onto jam. Each team seeing one skater in the bin. A great try from Basher there on the outside. So Penelope gets through as lead jammer. And we have a power jam. Unfortunately, Basher's gone to the bin. Oh, and Penelope just slides through there on the inside. So Brawlers trying to keep a strong wall there, but they just can't hold her, and Penelope gets through again. And Basher's back on the track. She's trying to get her way through the Sydney wall there. Brawlers sadly down 2 blockers. And Dred's back on the track. Dred and Rita trying to hold Penelope there, but just couldn't quite make it. And Basher still trying to get through the last 2 Sydney blockers there. Great hit from Fast Lab, who was able to draw Basher right back to the back of the pack. Excellent work from Rita there, holding Penelope at the front of the pack, but she's through. And we just had a panty pass at the end there, but just out of time. So we got Skanky Pants up as jammer for the Brawlers. Both jammers working hard to get through the packs. And Roundhouse Ruby just getting through there to get lead jammer. Skanky being drawn back then by Lee Reps, who's a former CRDL skater, moved to Sydney earlier this year. Beautiful jump there by Ruby. And Ruby's through again. Skanky still working hard in the pack there, being held by the Sydney blockers. And so there's been a star pass, so the star was passed to Komodo. But unfortunately, she lost her pivot panty, so no points scored there. So Sydney Pack at slight disadvantage, with Levi Strides as the Sydney Jammer and Dread Herring as for the Brawlers, and Dread breaks through to get lead Jammer. Brawlers working hard there to keep Levi at the back of the pack. That's good, excellent waterfall in between Big D, Roxy and Lady Collider there. And Dread is bashing her way through that pack. And she calls it. We have a timeout called for the Capital Brawlers, so I'll just give you an update on the score. We have CRDL's Capital Brawlers at 11 and Sydney Snipers at 69. About halfway through the first half. Seem to be getting a little bit more bin time towards the end there, so maybe both teams are thinking about kind of getting more control of their game a bit.
I mean, record them.
So just a reminder for the tournament wrap-up on Saturday night, at the Canberra Southern Cross Stadium, which is just across the road. We'll be having an after party. Everyone is welcome to come. And also the official recovery party on Sunday afternoon at the Hellenic Club in the city. So hope to see everybody there for the after party and the recovery party. So we have fast lap back up for the Sydney Snipers. And an emergency punky jammer. Both teams with a full set of pack, which seems to be a bit of a novelty. Both jammers working hard, but fast lap just squeezes through past Rita there at the front, gets herself lead jammer. And Punky just coming through on the inside there, getting chased down, but she just makes it through. So May working hard at the front there, but she just can't hold it, and fast lap calls it. So we have Skanky Pants up against Moody Bitch on the jammer line.
You may as well start recording, mate. You may as well start recording. On the other side of the camera. Where the little
Skanky just pushing through on the inside there. And Basher working hard, but just couldn't quite hold Moody Bitch. She's got through as lead jammer.
Behind the handstand.
And Skanky's pushing and she's through. Skanky's through. And Moody calls it. Another 4 points on the scoreboard.
See where the T and the W is, and those two little buttons on top. Back down the side. So as run your finger back towards the end of the camera and down the side of that little fucking where the T and the where those two buttons on top. Yeah, okay. Do this. Have a look on the very top of the camera. And you see there's a little black shiny round button.
So Carnivore just giving a hit to Komodo there on the jammer line. Both jammers hitting the pack, but it looks like Carnivore has just got through his lead jammer. Closely followed by Komodo Dragon. Oh, and it looks like Karma got her forearms going through the pack there, so she's been sent to the bin.
On the top of the camera. So stand behind the camera.
And Kim slides through the pack there.
On the right hand side of the screen.
Getting herself 4 points.
Up here. No? Okay. Right. Put your hand in that handstand.
So Kim pushing hard on that Sydney pack. Beautiful footwork there, managing to keep herself up. And she pushes through. That's great work, Kim.
So when you've got your hand in the hand.
And Carnivore's back on the track, pushing through the Brawlers pack at the back.
Yeah, stop, mate. That starts the recording.
And Kim calls it.
Alright, so just start recording and have a play with it. Alright, come on. Hey, buddy.
The Brawlers there managed to knock up a few more points on the scoreboard. That was great work by Kim. So we've got Make You Squirrel up for the Brawlers and Fast Lap up for the Snipers. Both teams with full packs. Looks like we've got an official timeout. So just a reminder, at 11:30 we will be holding a minute silence for Anzac Day. So just remember, if you hear a call out for that, to respect the minute silence. And jams off, both jammers hitting their packs. Fast Lap pushing through the front, pushing out that Brawlers wall. Excellent attempt there from Lady to hold back Fast Lap, but she just got through there. May pushing the last Sydney blocker at the front just to break through the pack. Another great hit from Lady. And Fast Lap calls it. So up now for the Brawlers we have Lady Collider up against number 27, Roundhouse Ruby. Sydney are down one blocker. And Roxy Diehard doing a great job there, trying to hold back Ruby, managed to hit her out. And Katie Extinction using that to draw Ruby back. And Lady Collider got through as lead jam. Looks like Skanky Pants is off to the bin. And we're also seeing Roxy Diehard being sent to the bin there. So Brawlers have down now two blockers. Lady Collider pushing hard in the pack, and Roundhouse Ruby just cruising through on the inside there. And we have a power jam for Ruby. Beautiful jump there, just didn't quite make it. And Ladies in the bin for a cut track. So the Brawlers working hard to hold Ruby back there. Looks like Dread got a multiplayer. She's also in the bin. Ruby working hard to get through on another pass. Great hit from Katie there to hold her back. And that's the end of that Jam. Okay, we have Chew Hacker for the Snipers against the Bible Basher for the Brawlers, both teams with a skater in the bin. Bit of jammer on jammer there with Basher, and just giving one to Chew Hacker. Managed to catch her with a cut track. Sydney doing a great job of holding Basher back there. Basher trying to get through, and she just slides through on the inside there to get through. And Chew Hacker sneaking in behind the pack there and able to slide in through on the outside. Both teams still with a skater in the bin, and Basher calls it. So we have Penelope Pissoff up against Make You Squeal. The Brawlers with two skaters in the bin. Looks like Dread and Rita. So they have a bit of a pack disadvantage there. So May's going to have to work hard to get herself through. And Penelope just cruises through there to get lead jammer. And May's drawn to the back of the pack. And just squeezes through on the inside there. And Penelope's through again. Just getting herself past Shaz at the front of the pack. And Penelope calls it. So we now have CRDL CapitalBrawlers at 32 and Sydney Snipers at 97. So you have Moody Bitch for the Sydney Snipers up against Skanky Pants. So this is the third time these two have met on the jammer line. Skanky pushing hard at the front of the pack there, trying to get through, and she just sneaks through to get lead. Well done, Skanky. But she is closely followed by Moody Bitch. Excellent blocking there from Punky. Both teams now have a full pack on the track, and Skanky calls it. Moody Bitch there able to squeeze in one more point just to pip Skanky there. Looks like we have Chew Hacker up against Komodo Dragon for the CapitalBrawlers. And Kim just squeezes through to get lead jammer there. And looks like Lee Rex is to the bin for forearms. And Chew Hacker's pushing hard at the front of that Brawlers wall. Roxy and May working hard to hold her, but she just squeezes through. A beautiful jam from Kim, who slides through the pack. And Kim calls it. So we have Penelope Pissoff up against Punky. Sydney with 1 blocker in the bin. Both jammers there heading for the inside line. And it's Penelope who gets through to get lead. Punk is still working hard at the back of the pack. Fast Lap doing an excellent job of holding her back. And beautiful from Penelope, just sliding through on the inside there. Punky still trying to get through the pack. Penelope just slicing through each time. Another great hit there from Fast Lap, pulling Punky back. Brawlers trying to hold Penelope at the front there, but she's through again. Looks like Lee Rex is off to the bin, and Punky just got through at the end there. And that's half time. So at half time, the scores are CRDL Capital Brawlers 37 to Sydney Snipers 114. So it is a bit of a score deficit, but we have seen teams pull back from big score differences. So we'll hope for something in the second half. See the score get closed down a bit.
wrote her down good. Yeah, got this for them. And I'm doing evals. I'm all over it.
So a quick gear check there for the two teams. So the referees just have a quick visual check to make sure skaters still have all their safety gear intact. And Sydney already on the line. Fast lap there up to Jan for Sydney Snipers. She'll be up against the Bible Basher. Sydney with one skater in the bin, which is Lee Rex. Otherwise the Brawlers with a full pack. And both jammers there heading for the inside. Fast lap at the front of the pack there, just off against two of those Brawlers blockers. Getting back absorbed into the pack. Basher nearly through there on the inside, but just got hit down. And Basher just squeezing through there on the inside. That was a great run from Basher. The Brawlers managing to pull fast lap back to the back of the pack there, but she just squeezes through. Basher now at the back of the Sydney Snipers pack there, pushing through. She just manages to get through, one last skater, and Basher calls it. Sydney managing to squeeze 2 points in there. Oh, what? So we've got Roundhouse Ruby up against Make You Squeal, two full packs on the track. May pushing herself through on the outside there, but meeting the Sydney Sniper blockers again at the middle of the track. Rita and Punky working hard to hold Ruby, but she just gets through to get lead jammer. And May manages to squeeze through, so she's out of the pack now also. So Ruby coming through for a second pass and slices through that Brawler's wall at the front and calls it. Sadly no points for May in that one. Yeah. So we got Chew Hacker up for the Sydney Snipers. Up against Lady. And one Sydney Sniper in the bin. So both jammers there pushing on the inside. Brawlers holding an incredible wall there. Both jammers really pushing hard in their respective walls. And Ladies through.
They know it's a power jam, don't they?
So it's a power jam for Lady. She's just pushing through the front wall there. Sydney doing a great job of trying to hold her back. Oh, beautiful assist there from Komodo Dragon to get Lady through. And Chew Hacker's back on the track there, pushing through the Brawlers pack at the back. Both teams now doing well to hold their jammers, and Lady calls it. So we have Fast Lap up for the Snipers, and she's up against Skanky Pants for the Brawlers. Sydney have two jammers now in the bin, so they've got slight pack disadvantage. Fast Lap doing a great job there, slicing through the pack, closely followed by Skanky. And Fast Lap calls it. Just manages to get herself 2 points there. So you've got Roundhouse Ruby up against Make You Score. Both jammers pushing hard. And it looks like May just squeezed through on the front there. Good work, May. Brawler's still working to hold on to Ruby. So the Brawlers there doing a great job of holding on to Ruby. May just squeezes through, but she calls it. Okay, and that sadly saw May go to the bin, so so a power jam start for Fast Lap. Brawler's working hard to try and hold Fast Lap. Good chase by Big D there, sadly she couldn't catch her. And Fast Lap comes through again. Sydney trying to assist Fast Lap. And she's through. May back on the track now, hitting the pack same time as Fast Lap. Just squeezing through the front there. And Roxy doing a great job trying to hold Fast Lap there, and Fast Lap called it. So we've got Penelope Pissoff up against... And it's Komodo Dragon, hiding away from us there. Oh, beautiful Penelope around the outside there, cruising past the pack. And Kim breaks through, she's on her tail. Fast pack now, each team is racing away. And Penelope calls it. So no points there. Just to give you a score update, CRDL's Capital Brawlers on 59 and Sydney Snipers on 131. It's got Lady Von Wackensmack up against Moody Bitch. Both teams have incredibly strong walls, but it looks like Lady's just squeezing pushing through on the inside there. Great hit from Ripperita there, but Moody Bitch just manages to squeeze through. Looks like we've got Fem in the bin for the brawlers. And Lady calls it. Manages to squeeze 2 points each there. So we've got the Bible Basher up against Penelope Bissoff. The brawlers starting with one blocker down. Beautiful assist there from Fastlap to get Penelope through. Basher still working hard on that Sydney pack to get through at the front. Good try from Roxy, but Penelope's through. And Penelope's through again. Basher still pushing to get through that Sydney pack. And Penelope's through at the front of the back there. Basher still pushing through on that Sydney pack. And Penelope just hitting the ball wall there. Manages to get through. Good try from Big D. And there's been a panty pass by the Capital Brawlers. That's been passed to Dread Herring. Both jammers now stuck in the pack. And Penelope just squeezes through. Dread pushing their way through the front of that Sydney pack, and Dread's through. Beautiful hit there from Big D on Penelope. And that's the end of the jam. We've got a timeout called for the Sydney Snipers. So we've got CRDL Capital Brawlers on 61 and Sydney Snipers on 157. Both teams now have called a timeout. So it looks like it's gone from a Sydney timeout to an official timeout. So during an official timeout, both teams' captains and their alternates can approach the referees to discuss any issues that they feel have happened in the previous jam, but it cannot be called any later than the previous jam.
Stream's not working.
It'll be the phone. It'll be the phone.
Yeah, we'll do something about this. Can you go and grab that download?
So back on, we've got Ruby up to jam for the Snipers and Make You Squeal up for the Brawlers. Snipers have one blocker in the bin, so they're a slight disadvantage to start with on numbers.
Four numbers through the middle from the bottom up.
Both jammers going hard at the opposing walls there. Great hit there from Lady Collider on Ruby. Oh, sadly it took it to the bin. So good hit on with Rita as well, trying to hold Ruby back, but Ruby gets through for lead, closely followed by May. A lot of action here. We've got now 2 CapitalBrawlers in the bin and 1 Sydney Sniper. And it looks like Ruby's called it. Sydney managing to get 3 points in there. So we have Chu Hacker for Sydney Snipers up against Komodo Dragon for the CapitalBrawlers. The Brawlers still with 2 blockers down. Sydney with 1 blocker down. Chu Hacker just cruising through the pack there. And Kim also being able to get through the pack pretty quickly. Both jammers trying to catch up the pack. And Chu Hacker calls that one off. No points for either team there. So we have fast lap for the Snipers up against KT Extinction, which is one of CRDL's new intake. Looks like we have an official timeout called. And we're back on. Both teams have a full pack on the track. Both jammers are working hard to get through there. Fast lap just at the front, being held by Basher, and just squeezed through by Katie there. I'm not sure. Looks like Katie got lead, and she calls it. So we got Skanky Pants up for the CapitalBrawlers to jam, up against Moody Bitch for the Snipers. So these two seem to be meeting each other quite a lot on the jam line. Both teams with a full pack again, so it seems like we're playing a bit of a cleaner game. Both working very hard. Great hit there from Big D. But unfortunately Skanky also got drawn back in that bit of melee. And Moody Bitch is through for lead jammer, closely followed by Skanky Pants. So we have Ruby in the bin for the Snipers. Not sure what the call was on that one. Very fast moving pack. And Moody Bitch calls that one. 1 point for Sydney there. So we've got Levi Strides up for the Snipers, up against Dread Herring for the CapitalBrawlers. Both jammers there going for the inside. Dread getting pulled back there. Looks like Levi Stride's got a lead jam. Few visits to the bin there. Looks like Kim, Lady, and Penelope all landed in the bin on that one. And Levi Strides is through the pack. And she calls it. So we have Carnivore up for the Sydney Snipers, up against Make You Squeal. But the CapitalBrawlers on a bit of a pack disadvantage there with 2 skaters still in the bin, but Sydney are also down 1 skater. And Basher just, May, just unfortunately cut track there on the inside. And Carnivore managed to get lead on that one. So we've got a power jam for Sydney. The Brawlers have all their blockers back on the track now. And Carnivore's able to squeeze through the Brawlers wall there to get herself another pass. Brawlers working hard to try and hold Carnivore, but she just squeezes through. May's also back on the track now. Both jammers working hard to get through, but Carnivore just squeezing through the front there. And May there, looks like she's got an injury, but as she's off the track, the game has to continue. And May's back on. And manages to get through. Carnivore up again into the, coming up to the pack. Great assist there, and she calls it. So we have Ruby for the Snipers and Skanky for the Brawlers up on the jam line. The Brawlers are down 1 blocker with Shaz in the bin. Great dip in there from Skanky. But she did get the cut track there. And Ruby's through to get lead jammer. It looks like Skanky's back on, so maybe that was an error in the previous call. So a good assist there from Shaz. And the Snipers there just pulling Skanky right to the back of the pack. Ruby squeezing through just past Rita on the front there to get through for another pass. And a beautiful one foot there glide on the apex there from Skanky. So both packs working hard to keep their walls. So we've got Penelope Pissoff up against Dread Herring for the Brawlers. Both teams with a full pack. Just about 8 minutes left of this half now. Scores are 62 to CRDLSnipers and 205 to the Snipers. Dread working hard there up against a formidable Sydney wall. Both jammers stuck in the pack. And Penelope's through on the front there. Good hit by Punky. And Brawlers forming a good wall there, but just couldn't quite hold Penelope, and she's through. Dread still pushing on that Sydney wall. And Dread makes it through. Penelope's also pushing her way through that last bit of the pack. Punky manages to hit her out, and she calls it. Good work from Punky there. So we have Komodo Dragon up to jam for the CapitalBrawlers, and looks like Chewhacker for the Sydney Snipers. Both teams have got one blocker in the bin, so we're on equal packs. Both teams working really hard to keep those jammers back. That's a really hard pack. And Kim just squeezing through on the inside line there, but closely followed by Chewhacker, who's right on her tail. So even without the jammers in the packs, there's a bit of blocking going on there. And Kim just manages to get a couple of points there and call it. So that was a good jam. So we've got Moody Bitch up against KT Extinction for the CapitalBrawlers. Sydney down one blocker. So Katie there just pushing through at the front of that wall. And looks like Moody Bitch has managed to get through at the front there to get lead jammer. Katie just coming round to the last Sydney skater in the front of that pack, just squeezing through. Hit there from Roxy and forced to call. So we got Penelope Pissoff up against Dread Herring for the CapitalBrawlers. And Dread squeezing through on the outside there, just getting through. And Penelope just squeezing through at the front. Sydney calling a timeout there. So looks like we've got Lady Clyder up for the CapitalBrawlers to jam the next one. So for the Capital Brawlers, Lady Collider, and looks like Chew Hacker for the Sydney Snipers. Oh, and it looks like a bit of a premature start there. We're still in a timeout, or that was the whistle for the end of the timeout. So Chew Hacker pushing at the front of that Brawlers wall there. Lady Collider managing to squeeze through, and she gets lead. And Chew Hacker just getting past Basher there at the front to get herself out of the pack. So Lady Collider just squeezing through the pack there again. Sadly, Basher's gone to the bin for that one. Roxy doing a good job of holding Chew Hacker there, but just out of play. And it's called. Canberra there managing to squeeze 2 points. So you have Levi Strides up for the Snipers, up against Female Strum for Capital Brawlers. Both jammers pushing hard there. Fenn managing to just squeeze out in front, but still being held by one of the Sydney skaters. And she manages to get through. Fen's lead. Levi Strides now coming round close on Fen's tail. Both packs now with a full set, and Fen calls it. So we have Punky up for the Capital Brawlers, up against Fast Lap for the Sydney Snipers. This might possibly be the last jam. Both teams with a full pack. And Fast Lap just getting through his lead there. So a few bin visits here. We've got one of each blockers, also Punky's in the bin as jammer, so Sydney with a power jam. Brawlers trying to hold Fast Lap back there. Good effort from Kim. And Fast Lap calls it. So we'll just wait for the official call from Rowan DeBoat, the head referee for this game. But it looks like the final score is Sydney Snipers 227 to Canberra's Capital Brawlers 77. Canberra, our home league, have had a couple of unfortunate instances where the final score has not been quite the final score, so we'll wait, but I'm pretty sure it won't make any difference, unfortunately, in this game. So just a reminder to everyone, we will be doing a minute silence in about 8 minutes time. So this will be called across both tracks. So whether you're in here or next door, we will be honouring a minute silence for Anzac Day. So just keep that in mind. It's in about 8 minutes time. Okay, it looks like that's the official final score. So congratulations to the Sydney Snipers, a great victory there on 227 points to Canberra's CapitalBrawlers at 77 points.